Hello everybody, welcome to this Verbling class. My name is Amy and today's class is called How to Stop Procrastinating. So if you want to find out these wonderful techniques of how you can start getting on with what you have to do and not leaving it for another day, then come along and do join us as we talk about this subject today. I think this class is full, but you are welcome to join us by watching and making comments in the chat box as we go through the class. Before we get started on today's topic, I just want to let you know about a couple of pages that you can use to help you with your experience here on Verbling, and I'm going to paste them both into the chat box. A quick explanation of both of them. The first one is my Verbling Teacher Facebook page, and the second is my Verbling Teacher page. So if you would like to find out basically more information about any of the tutoring sessions, classes, or anything else about Verbling for that matter, the best place to go is to the Verbling Teacher pages. You can find out more about each teacher, see their schedule, see their upcoming classes, book a private tutoring slot, book a slot in one of their classes, or write us a message. So if you go ahead and check those out, you can find out more about each teacher. Quite handy to know. If you would like to keep in touch via Facebook, because you go on Facebook every day, it's quite a good idea to like a few of the Verbling teachers, and you can see their status updates, and it will remind you to stay on track and maybe stop procrastinating during the week. So check those pages out if you have time. As I said before, today's class is basically a reading and speaking class. We're going to practice our reading, improve our pronunciation, learn some new vocabulary, and have a bit of a chat about what we read, decide what we think of it. Is it helpful? Hopefully it will be, because I think all of us have at least one or two things that we procrastinate with. We're going to get started with a bit of a definition or a discussion on what we think procrastination actually means. And while we wait for the students who seem to be having problems actually coming into the class, I can see people coming in and out. We will hopefully they persevere. It looks as if David's managing to stay in okay, so I'll say hi to David first. Hey David!
Hello.
Hi, are you okay? It seems like everyone's having problems staying in the class. I can see everybody coming and going. You haven't had any problems at all?
I don't have any problem. I see people coming in and going out, but I'm okay.
Alright, well there you go David. You and me at least are okay for now. How's everything going for you?
It's going well, I think.
I'm very pleased to hear about that. Are you a procrastinator?
No. Since
And what's the secret?
Since I read a book about GTD method, that get things done, and I learned the 2 minutes rule, I can say I am not a procrastinator, or how, I don't know really how to say it. Yes, because since that I can say I'm not a procrastinator.
Excellent! You can say it and you're not one. That's even better. Can you tell us what's the GTD method? What roughly is that?
The GTD method, it is a really simple way to achieve everything you want to do, I think.
Okay.
Like the words say, it's get things done.
Yep.
And you have to make your own method to achieve your goals and to be sure that you do everything you have to do.
Okay, and does the method involve, David? Do you have to like follow certain instructions, or can you tell me what you do to get things done in your life? Do you make lists, or is it sort of a strict routine?
I think the first thing that you have to do is to keep your mind empty.
Okay.
Yes, you have to write everything, and you have to choose one way to write it and one place to write it, that you know that your information is always here and is always safe. I think for me the best way is to use an application in all my devices, my mobile phone, my computer, and my tablet,
Yeah.
and I spend all the day writing these things in my to do list.
Okay, so
And
yeah.
and once a week, I think at the beginning of the week, I spend 2 or 3 hours organizing all the tasks and prioritizing all the tasks and delegating and so on.
Okay. That sounds like a really good plan, I have to say. Um, I really like the idea that you can kind of like get everything out of your head and somewhere so you can relax, you know, and not have to keep going, "Oh, I must remember to do that. I must remember to do that all the time." Because I swear I waste loads of time doing that. All right, David, that's a really great introduction to the class. Thank you for joining us and sharing that with us. Just a quick note about English. Usually we would say in this case to write everything down, to write something down.
Write
It means
down.
like,
Okay.
yeah, so you don't forget it, okay? So it's like a phrasal verb that's quite handy. All right, it looks like other students are managing to stay with us, David, which is great. So I'm going to say hi to them. Let's say hello to Attilio, or I might have said that wrong.
Hi, Amy. Nice to meet you.
Hello, nice to meet you too. Is that how I say your name?
Achilio, that's right. Okay.
Okay, cool. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil.
All right, excellent. It's really nice to meet you, Attilio. We're talking about procrastination this class. Do you know what that is?
Yes, I've heard about procrastination.
And I'm going to ask you, are you a procrastinator?
I try not procrastinating during my day or my week. I mean, sometimes it's hard, but I try.
Okay. So you're not as successful as David reckons, but you at least try not to procrastinate.
Yes, yes. To list your activities during the week is a better way to complete the tasks in the end of the week.
Absolutely. And what kind of things, if you think about it for a sec, Attilio, what kinds of things do you usually procrastinate about? Is it certain things that you always procrastinate with because you don't really enjoy doing them or something?
Yes, maybe the task is not important or not urgent.
Mm-hmm.
I I procrastinating them.
All right, good. That's a really good point. So the longer maybe the deadline or the longer amount of time you have to complete them, the more you procrastinate.
Right.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the class. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Who is next? I'll say hello to Elena.
Hello, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Elena. It seemed like you guys were having problems staying in the class.
Yeah, in fact, I had this problem today. It was the first time ever. I don't know what happened. I just kept coming in and going out automatically. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Well, it's good for me to just, I might write a note to the Verbling team and just say some of you guys seem to be having problems, just so they can keep an eye on that. But it seems like you're okay now, so that's great. Well,
Yeah,
how is everything going?
everything is perfect. Thank you.
Great, that's really good. So tell us, Elena, the truth. Do you procrastinate?
Oh, well, I try not to, but I always leave something behind. As much as I try to get organized and to list everything I have to do, I always leave something behind. I try to get better, but I never get 100% efficient.
You're gonna have to try the get things done method, like me, which I've
Yeah,
learned from David.
yeah, I was trying to buy the book.
Ah,
I was
really?
already searching here because I really need that, but I
Yeah.
couldn't find it. Not here in Brazil.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, maybe you can get it somehow, like from Amazon. I'm sure they have it. They have everything, and get it
Yeah.
shipped to Brazil or something. Or maybe you could get like an ebook. I find ebooks really handy for if you can't access them like in the library or something. But
Yeah.
it does sound good. I must say, I want to read that one too. So, are there specific sort of tasks that you usually procrastinate with, like Attilio? He said that he usually leaves like things which have a long deadline, and he always procrastinates on those.
Yeah.
Are you the same?
Yeah, sure. If I still have time to do that, and I have a few other stuff to do as a priority,
Mm-hmm.
well, I'm going to do the ones that have a deadline, a closer deadline than the one that I still have time. But I tend to procrastinate going to the doctor or going to the dentist,
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I get a day, a date, not a date. Oh, how can I say that?
An appointment.
An appointment, perfect. When I get an appointment, well, generally, uh, I don't go
Elena, you're so honest.
unless I'm sick, unless I'm
Okay.
feeling bad. But
Yeah.
if it's not an emergency, I really don't go.
Oh my gosh, I
I'm
am
ashamed.
Elena, I'm ashamed too because I know that I have to go and get my eyes tested because I've spent so long on the computer and I know I need to get something done about it, and I've literally known that for like the last 2 months. I haven't done anything. I still, every time I have a free day, I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to the optometrist today. Okay,
So
I
many
promise you I'm going to book an appointment after this class. Oh God, okay. Well, welcome to the class, Elena. Thank you for being honest with us.
Thank you.
David's given you a link in the chat box if you want to have a look at it, see whether you can find the book on there. I'll say hello to Alejandro.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good. So tell us, Alejandro, do you procrastinate usually, or are you as good as David with getting things done?
It depends. When I like something, I do it immediately.
Yeah. But if there's something you don't like, what happens?
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm starting to feel a bit better about being so slack, actually, hearing this from you guys. And what kind of things do you generally avoid, Alejandro?
Maybe I will have to lose weight, for example.
Okay. Yeah, losing weight is such a big goal, right? Because it's long term. You can't just lose weight in 2 days. It's
I'm
sort of
very lazy. Yeah.
yeah. I can see how that's it's really different from like what Elena said about going to the doctors or the dentist, but I can see how that's definitely something that a lot of people procrastinate about as well. All right, well, welcome Alejandro. Great to have all of you, and Yuki, last but not least by any stretch.
Hi
How are
there. Not too bad. How's about you?
I'm great, thank you, Yuki. You don't feel like your brain's shrunk in the last 24 hours, do you?
Yes, my brain has shaked.
Oh, shrunk. It's shrunk.
Shrunk.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. After the class, I feel like my brain every time shrinking.
It shrinks. It shrinks.
Shrinking. Becomes smaller.
Oh, yesterday we had a class on unusual things about our brains, and we all found out that apparently when you get stressed, your brain shrinks slightly.
Yes. It's
And
a
this makes you
mechanism
more
of
stressed.
our stress make your brain shrink. It's very dangerous. So most dangerous moment is our teacher's sudden question.
Yes.
It make us frightened, and it cause our shrinking.
Absolutely. So I'm going to basically be the cause of your demise, Yuki.
Yes. So
No, I hate the idea that you're scared of me asking you questions, so I'll try and be as nice as I can, okay?
okay.
Yuki, this is going to make you scared though, because I want to ask you, do you procrastinate?
Or
Procrastinate.
difficult. Procrastinating with my vice and my bad habit, I can't get rid of it. It is deeply rooted on my nature. So
Oh dear, oh dear, oh
I
dear.
can't
It's a good job you came to this class, Yuki.
give up this vice.
Well, I think that we've all admitted to not being particularly good at this whole procrastination business, and I think that one of the reasons I chose this as this topic for a class was because there are a lot of language learning related tasks that you can procrastinate about, especially stuff like learning vocabulary or like checking your corrections and stuff. So what we're going to do is try to learn something today that helps us somehow. Maybe it will help Elena go to the doctors more often, and maybe it will help Alejandro lose weight. You never know. Well, we can always hope. So we're going to start reading. This is by a lady called Martha Beck, who's actually a life coach. And if you want to read about her, I found out some info about her at the bottom. There you go. You can have a look at that later. But we're just going to spend some time reading out her points, what she reckons you should do, and seeing what we think of them, guys, basically. So I'm going to ask Alejandro to start reading the first paragraph, please.
Okay. Oh, I'm so full. I can't breathe, says Rose as she finishes her cheeseburger. And I've got to lose weight. I think I have the cream brulee across the table. Her oncologist friend Linda lies up, handling the stress of treating cancer patients by smoking like a chimney. Meanwhile, Barb is complaining about her 27 years old son, Randy, if he doesn't get a job and move out soon. She says, I don't know what I'll do. Rose and Linda know what Barb will do. She'll keep cooking and cleaning for Randy until she dies of old age.
Thank you, Alejandro. That was just perfect reading. Well done. Anybody got any questions about vocab or meaning?
I don't know what does lights up mean.
Okay, light up. Hang on a sec. Let me just find it.
Across the
Lights
table,
up.
eso. Okay.
This is to do with smoking. She lights up means that she lights a cigarette.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a little bit sort of slang, not exactly, but a little bit more colloquial. Any other things? No? Alright, what I'm going to do, guys, is we've got 4 characters in here, and I'm going to ask you guys who each one is. So, David, Can you tell me who Rose is? Who is Rose? What do we know about her?
I think she's someone who works in a hospital.
Possibly. And what else do we know about her?
And she has a son.
Rose actually doesn't.
No.
We don't know if Rose has a son.
No, it's Barb.
It's
Yeah.
Bob.
Yeah. It's Barb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So what else do we know about Rose, David? We know something about her.
She wants to lose weight.
Yep, but
and I don't know anymore.
okay, she wants to lose weight. But what we have to do is we have to read into it a little bit, David. So she says, "I'm so full I can't breathe," as she finishes her cheeseburger. And then she tells us she has to lose weight, but she says, "I think I'll have the creme brulee." Creme brulee is like a kind of cream dessert, right? Not particularly fat-free, I wouldn't say. All right, well done, David. Elena, can you tell us what we know about Linda? Who's Linda?
Okay, Linda is a doctor.
What kind of doctor?
She's an oncologist, so she treats people who are suffering of cancer.
Yep, suffering from cancer.
From cancer, and she has a son who is an adult. He's 27, and he still lives with her.
Linda doesn't have a son. Barb has a son.
Oh,
okay.
Barb's the mother. Okay, so we only know she's an oncologist. I'm sorry.
Yes. No worries, Elena. This is quite interesting to do this kind of exercise now and again, but this is the perfect little paragraph. We do actually know one more thing about Linda. Does anyone know what it is? Apart from the fact that she's an oncologist.
She smokes.
Yes, she smokes. She doesn't just smoke. She smokes like a chimney, right?
Basically, like a
smokes
chimney.
a lot. Okay, she smokes a lot. All right, well done, Elena. So now we know Barb. Let's see what Yuki says about Barb. Who is Barb?
I think Bob is mother. He has he has a son, 20 years old. But she is anxious about her son's future. Maybe son is seeking a job, but he couldn't find a job.
Absolutely, and he still lives with her, right?
Yes, and the friends think that her future is just cooking, cleaning all her life for her son.
Absolutely. All right, so you've got 3 characters, and well done. That was great. I'm just going to say a quick hi to Kako. Hello. You there, Kako? Maybe he's just getting settled in. We'll leave it and we'll come back to you. Okay, Attilio, could you read the next paragraph, please?
Yes. In their book, The Knowing Doing App, How Smart Companies Turn Knowledge into Action, authors Jeffrey Pfeffer and Robert Sutton discuss why our actions often don't match our ideals, and what we can do about it. Although the author's research is drawn from the corporate world, I read the book as a self-help guide, looking for ways to stop perpetuating behavior I know is bad for me, postponing work, playing addictive computer games, eating hotel minibar food that hardens my arteries and costs more than its weight in enriched uranium. If you are a cognitive dissonance sufferer like Rose, Linda, Barbara, and me, try these do's and don'ts that I've adapted from Fiverr and Sutton for closing the knowing doing gap.
Cool, well done, thank you. Okay, just one word, Attilio. This one here, if I can find it. Here. This is ideals.
Ideals.
Yeah, so the pronunciation in English is probably a little bit different. But well done. Okay, let's just have a quick ask. Has anyone got any vocab questions? No? Alright, so basically what he's saying, oh, sorry, the author's a woman. She's read this book and she's got some basic tips that you can use to help yourself stop postponing or procrastinating the things that you have to do and filling in your time with things that aren't particularly useful, like playing games, maybe eating hotel minibar food, or if you don't stay often in hotels, just eating food from your fridge. What we're going to do, guys, is something slightly different. You can see that we've got several points, and I hope that you'll load if you could just load this in your
I'm
own
sorry,
window.
I don't understand the last line. What those means? DOS.
Do's and don'ts, Yuki, as in things that you should do and things that you should not do.
Ah, okay.
Okay, not to in Spanish. All right. So basically, you can see how she's done don't, do, don't, do. These are the do's and don'ts, all right? Okay, so if you guys have a look, what we've got is, I think, 9 of these do's or don'ts. And I would like you to just have a quick look at the sort of titles of them. And I'm going to get you to choose one of them. So we're each going to choose one. And we're going to read it to ourselves and just take a few minutes to read it through. And then we're going to summarize it to the rest of the class, okay? So that we can all get the tips and also have a bit of practice just sort of reading comprehension today. So let's have a look through. Just take 2 minutes to go through these ones and choose one that you think you would like to do. And I'd like everybody to choose a different one. So I'll go through and ask who would like to do which. So go ahead, do that now, guys. I'll give you about a minute to choose one, and then I'll come back to you. And I'll just say hello to Kako. Are you there now, Kako?
Hello, teacher.
Hello. I was wondering whether you were just sort of setting yourself up. But welcome to the class. We've just read the introduction. We're now going to split up into little groups, or just choose one of these paragraphs to read ourselves and then give a little summary, okay?
Okay, teacher.
So have a look round, guys, and choose one that you want to do. And I'm just going to ask. So if you want to do it, you'll have to yell out quickly, okay? First come, first served. Haha. Alright, so who wants to do the first one? Don't substitute talk for action. Any volunteers?
I can read, teacher.
Alright, so Kako, what we're going to do is not actually read it out loud. We're going to read it to ourselves, and then we're going to explain the meaning of it to the class, okay?
Okay, teacher.
So you go for number 1, Kako. Number 2, who wants to do hit your mute button?
Maybe I'll try.
Alright, Yuki. That one's yours. Who wants to do don't rely on fantasy transitions?
Me, Attilio.
Okay, that's yours, Attilio. Who wants to do number 4? Do figure out what's standing between you and your goals.
Me, David.
David, that's yours. Go ahead and start, guys, if you're ready. Who wants to do don't scare yourself?
Amy, I can't. I don't have the link.
Okay, let me repaste it for you. I'll paste it into both chat boxes, okay?
Okay, thank you.
And now?
don't scare myself.
You're going to do Don't Scare Yourself, Alejandro?
Yes.
All right. Great, thank you. All right, next one is do discover the power of calm. And I'm just going to say hi to Raphael.
Hi.
Hey, Raphael, welcome to the class. We're just talking about procrastination. I don't know if you've been following, but what we're doing is we're splitting up and choosing a paragraph each to quickly read through and come up with some kind of a summary or explanation. So I've assigned paragraphs to everybody, but no one's got this one. Would you like to do this one? Do discover the power of calm?
Me?
Yep.
Okay.
So all you have to do is just take a few minutes to read it to yourself and maybe make some notes if you want to, and then just explain to us what you think the point is. What does it mean and how it can help us, okay?
Okay.
All right, guys, so I'm going to give you another few minutes to do this, and then I will get started. Kako, you got to work really hard because I'm going to ask you first, okay? If you have any questions about anything, guys, just ask me. If you're stuck on vocab or you can't understand what it's talking about, let me know.
May I speak, teacher?
Yes, Kako, of course.
As I understood, this item don't substitute talking for action. Says to us that people spend many frequently spend a lot of time talking, and they 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 talk too much instead of going to the action.
Absolutely.
And then it is, for example, we spend too much time planning or discussing exhaustively is sometimes a way of procrastinate, of not doing whatever have to be done.
Whatever we have to do.
To be done.
Yes, or whatever has to be done. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Are you guilty of doing this, Kako, would you say?
Can you repeat, teacher?
Yeah, what I mean is, do you find that you talk too much sometimes and don't do enough action?
I am not, maybe because of my kind of personality, I am not to speak too much. But sometimes I think I think um, I think reasonably before before making a decision.
All right, so you take enough time to think, but you're not too guilty of never doing anything about what you're talking about. That's really good, Kako. Well done. All right. I think.
I think this talk can be an inner talk too. For example, if I am thinking excessively, talking to myself, questioning myself what to do um, to face a new situation, for example, it's possible that I lose I lose too much time, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
this cause procrastination if I don't make the decision in time.
All right. So it's not just talking, but it might also be thinking too much, right?
Yeah.
All right, Clarko. Great start. Thank you for that. I completely agree with that one. I think a lot of people are guilty of it. Let's hear from Yuki about the second one. Yuki, what's this one all about?
Second one is about the practical method of realizing your dream. I don't know. Practical method of improving your life. Author suggests that you have to write down on a note what you want to do and have to do. So you have to write on a piece of paper as a list of your action.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, read over your list and ask yourself, did I do any? Read over your list and confirm if you could do, if you realized this action or not. So it is important to substitute your words for action. So most important thing is closing your knowledge and doing So
Absolutely.
closing your idea and practice. So
Okay, it's an interesting idea, Yuki. What do you think of it? Is that helpful, do you think? Are you going to try this tip?
I think it's a good idea. However, it's very difficult to practice because many people, including me, are lazy and and just writing down on the paper your desire is a tiring thing. And of course, on the end of the day, looking over the list and confirm it, it's a very
It's a little bit time
make you
consuming.
tired, and it to be a cause of your stress, new stress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I would find a lot of unrealized points in the list.
And it makes you depressed, possibly.
Yes, it would make me depressed.
All right, Yuki, great perspective. Thank you. That was a very nice summary.
There is no prospect.
No, I have to say I agree with you on that one. It's a great
You agree
idea.
with me?
Yeah, no, I do. I think I'd be the same.
Yes. No, but it's a good idea. Great idea. But
in theory, but in practice, I don't know. All right. Let's look at the next one. So, Attilio, this is yours. Are you ready to tell us about it?
Right. About don't rely on fantasy transitions.
Yeah.
I believe sometimes it's important to know every step in the process that you that you are working or managing, because when we ignore a step for a lack of knowledge, um stop uh, stop we stop to complete our activities or complete our projects.
Mhm. Okay, and what do you think about this? Is it true? Do you think that this is something that affects you?
Yes, sometimes affect me. Sometimes I have difficult to complete some activity for a lack of I know knowledge.
Mhm. And what do you do about that?
I I try
Google.
to I try to learn more about ask to people can can help me and
Mhm.
support me to complete.
Okay, I think that's a really good solution. Um, Asking for help, right? Because sometimes I think we're a little bit hesitant. But if you think about it, if you have knowledge that can help somebody else and they ask you, and you have time to help them, I think most of us would agree that we're quite happy to do it. So it's good to remember that when you need some help, to think of somebody who you think would know how to help you and just ask them, right?
Right, because if you don't have the knowledge or to complete, we procrastinating these activities and
Yes.
delay the results.
Absolutely. I think that's a very important one. Great summary, Attilio, because that was quite a tricky one, I think, especially with the description that she gave in here. You managed to identify really accurately what the point was about, so well done.
Thank you.
All right, Alejandro, no, David, do figure out what's standing between you and your goals.
Okay, I think about this um, that you have to find things that don't allow you to achieve your goals, I
Mhm.
think, and you have to go directly to the, and I don't know how to pronounce it, nitty gritty or
Yep, nitty gritty.
nitty gritty. And you have to go directly to the nitty gritty.
Yep.
I think this is the real center of the problem or something similar,
Mhm.
and I think you have to plan what you are going to do. And here he or she, I don't remember, was talking about these people that work in a pharmaceutical company or are at a university, I think,
Mhm.
that they don't do what they say that they are going to do,
Mhm.
and I think it's important then do what you are saying you are going to do. And I think also that here he wants to say that if you are able to figure out a plan, an attack plan, uh, your improve in solving your problems will increase in a few time.
Okay, excellent description. Will increase in a short time.
Short time. Okay.
Yeah. I think this is actually quite tricky. Because sometimes you get stuck, right? But you're not actually sure or very clear in your own mind why you're stuck. It's quite a good thing to do to sort of sit down for a few minutes and just analyze why you're not carrying on with the goal that you're, trying to do. Is it because you haven't got the knowledge, like we just talked about? Is it because you're kind of scared, or possibly, I don't know, that you don't have enough time, you haven't set aside enough time? So figuring out what's actually standing between you and achieving it is a really good thing to do, and also being willing, as you said, to face the nitty-gritty, right? To get actually down to the problem itself.
Yes.
Is this part of the GTD kind of philosophy at all, David?
Yes, I think so, because here he was talking about making an itemized plan and a plan of attack.
So it's quite similar to the concept that you were explaining at the beginning of class.
Yes, I think so.
All right, awesome.
One thing that I think you can do when you can't figure out the solution is to ask to a colleague or a friend or family member to solve your problem. Not to solve it, but to if he or she can see the things standing between you and your goals. Sometimes you are so involved in your tasks that you can't see anything, and you have to go out, take a breath, and see it from another perspective, I think, or ask for help. That because someone who is out of all your problems, I think he can see with I think it will be easiest for him to see it.
Absolutely, that's a really good point, David. Sometimes maybe asking somebody else what they think is, especially people who know you well, because I think they can sometimes see, those typical character traits that come up that you might not be as aware of, or you might not think of straight away. Great point, thanks, David. Okay, Alejandro, don't scare yourself. What's this about?
Well, according to this article, there are two experts who says you can overcome your fears.
Yep.
Through through fear.
Yep.
The article gives two examples, many examples, very interesting. You have to motivate through fear.
Doing great, yeah. Alejandro. Keep going. So, can you tell us, I can see that the idea is about fear, but is it saying that fear is a good way to motivate you, or that fear is not a good way to motivate you?
I disagree with the article.
Okay. Tell us your opinion.
my opinion. My opinion is it's better to read some philosophy book.
Yeah.
For overcome.
Yeah.
If you want to achieve your goals, I'm sorry.
You're doing great,
I can't express better.
No problem. You're doing really well. Keep going.
Thank you. Basically, the article wants to motivate to do something.
Yep.
But I don't know.
You're not convinced by what the article says?
Not much, no.
All right, so what is your, you were saying about reading philosophical books. How do they help you, Alejandro?
Alan Watts, for example.
Mm-hmm.
¿Qué más? Buddhism.
Yep.
Taoism. 12 steps.
Yep.
Something like that.
All right, very cool. And David also shared a book with us earlier on, Alejandro, so you might want to check that one out and see what you think. I really like it how you don't get sucked in by things that you disagree with. So well done. That was a really great description with quite a tricky topic. Okay, Raphael, you're on to do discover the power of calm.
Yes, I've read. I don't know. I think everyone has a sense of belief in which we used to believe in what we hear, and if someone literally just come next to us when we are undergoing some bad moments in our life, and they simply say to you, well, just hang in there, you're gonna be fine, and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It might awake a sense of goodwill inside us, within us, and I don't know. People used to believe that their problems might be solved and everything's gonna be fine. In fact, but I don't know. It's sometimes, at least for me, it's hard to believe this is really true. But well, we need to have hope. So everything, at the end, everything is worthwhile, I think.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree. So do you find this technique, do you use this technique ever, Raphael? Like when you're feeling stressed, do you ever say to yourself, look, it'll be fine, don't worry, calm down? Or do you go, oh my God!
Well, neither one nor the other teacher.
Okay.
I don't know. I try to analyze the problem. I try to, because at first sight, every problem is the worst problem ever. We always are prone to consider at first sight the worst things, the worst problems. And
Worst case scenario, right?
yeah, worst case scenario, and we realize that that problems they are not so huge as we expected. I know things started to flow more efficiently, and the results come. So it depends on the reliance on ourselves, and it depends on other aspects, but it's up to us to rely on our strengths and overcome these problems.
All right. Yeah, absolutely cool. There's a couple more, and I'm encouraging you guys to finish reading this off later. But just before we finish, what I do want to do is ask you just if we can all think about just one thing from today's class that we're going to try to maybe use or remember to help us. I personally actually think that what David mentioned at the beginning of just making a list of all the stuff that comes into your head and then letting it go free is the thing I'm going to try and do, because I think that's going to really help. But just out of all the things that we've read today or talked about, what is one thing that you're going to try and keep in mind? So I'll ask Kako, what are you going to try and remember today, Kako? No? Not there? Okay, Alejandro, what are you going to try and remember from today?
One thing?
Yep.
I don't know. Everything is interesting.
All right, that's great. I thought you were going to say, never read procrastination articles, just get on with the task at hand, right? All right. Yuki, what would you say?
I was impressed. I was impressed by the message here. You don't have to build Rome in a day. Small tweaks are more sustainable, and that's more effective. I agree with this idea. Maybe you can the attempt at total revolution. It is very difficult to realize revolution. So if your nature like me is very
difficult.
If you like to procrastinate things, it is difficult to change, difficult to improve in a day. So only you can do is a little change. You have to try change your bad habit, little and little.
All right, great point. I agree with that too. David, what about you?
I think I've learned how difficult it is to speak about this stuff in English. I usually talk to friends or to colleagues about these methods and the way to organize their work and their tasks. And for me in Spanish it's very easy to explain it, but in English you have to find the correct words, even words you don't know how to say it, and it's very, very, very difficult, I think.
Well, from my point of view, David, you have all done very well today, despite the fact that it was challenging, that's for sure. But I'm sure that you've learned from it, even if it was difficult. I always find that the more difficult something is, the more you're learning from it. That's what you have to remember in the middle of being stressed.
Yes.
All right, great. Who else? Raphael, you're the last word for today. What are you going to take away from this class?
Well, either for a good thing or for a bad thing. I think there's a single quote: "Do not procrastinate." You might be losing some important things in your life. You might be losing some opportunities or the moments of happiness. Why not? So,
that's true.
do not procrastinate.
Excellent. Well, we're going to leave it at that, guys. Well done for some really, really good speaking today. Don't forget to finish off the article. If you have any questions, write to me on Facebook. If you'd like to practice your writing, come join me. We're going to write about some cool pictures and use those vocab skills that we sometimes don't use. So if you don't want to do any writing, then I hope I will see you again soon. Take care. Have a great night. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, teacher.
Bye for now. Thank you.